and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Nerd Chronicles. This is your host, Proud Lame, Certified Beta Male, Simba and John, whatever it is, no game. The socially awkward nerd, Christian Paul, speaking at your service. This following episode contains graphic content that could be uncomfortable to some viewers, that could be like disheartening, not safe for work, that type of ordeal. It could offend some viewers in some way without any intent at all. It could be strong language. It could be basically strong graphic scenes, however it may be. There will be an E that's actually placed onto the top label up on the YouTube set, and it can basically require either viewers for either minimum 13 up, or in some cases, depending on YouTube's policy, it could be 18 up or however it may be. Please take notice before we get on with the presentation. Alright, viewer discretion advised. Now let's get back to
an exchange called FTX, the most insanely pro-regulation exchange in the world. I was like, damn, like this guy's really going in. But then he had a video that sketched me out. He had a video with a guy called Nos Davis.
M has $22 billion and he wants to donate all of it to charity.
And in this video, Nos proceeds to explain that this billionaire wants to give away all of his money. Now here's the thing about altruism. Altruism doesn't take into account power, it doesn't take into account corruption, it doesn't take into account greed. It is simply a word. Now we all know the road to hell is paved with good intentions. And maybe this SBF kid started with good intentions. But I don't think so. And the reason I don't think so is because of his political affiliations, his relationships to the SEC, and the co-workers that he decided to get involved with. It seemed like a lot of pre-planned insider piracy. A Trojan horse, if you will.
Do you see?
Let me give you all some advice. I've lived a very long life. I've met a lot of people. I've been broke. I've been rich. I've done it all. And 100% of the time when I meet a person who has lots of money and is very, very frugal with their lifestyle, they are not a good person. 100% of the time. I have a Bugatti. I'm sitting here. I've got a diamond Patek. I've got fucking $6 million of watches, $15 million of cars, blah, blah, blah. I give money away. I'm philanthropic. Fine. When I know people with lots of money and they sit there and they want to drive an old Toyota Corolla, or they're very frugal, they talk about investing, and they save money, these people are always fucking weirdos. Money has no value past a certain number. And if you're going to sit there and hoard it past a certain number, there's actually a degree of greed inside of you. I'm not the greedy one. Me with my Bugatti and my diamond watches and my hundreds of millions of dollars buying everything, buying penthouses in Dubai, I'm not greedy. I'll give my money away. It's the people who hoard and live these very fucking boring, frugal lifestyles that are truly greedy. And they're truly evil. FTX is a perfect example. If this motherfucker was driving a nice fat Lambo and he had a big diamond watch and was living a life which a millionaire should live, I would have trusted him a bunch more. But when he sat there and said, I only drive a Corolla and I give all my money away and I just try and hoard it all to just help people, an alarm went off in my head, because everybody I know who is like this 100% of the time in my human experience ends up being full of shit. Full of shit. What he is a fucking dork who wanted to be powerful and influential. He realized that money won't stop him being a nerd because the girl he's hanging around with is still getting plowed by his fucking blockchain dev. So he wanted to have power, and when you want power, you need unlimited money, so he became infinitely greedy, trying to get as much money as possible to buy political parties, pretend he's doing charitable acts, just have influence and control over other people, then stands up and goes, I drive an old car and I have a cheap t-shirt. And you know what? You dumb fucks believed him. You sat there and go, oh yeah, he's a good person. He won't famoose me for all my money. He doesn't care about money. People like him care about money more than people like me, because people like me spend our money. Beware the frugal man. I ain't got a single fucking frugal friend. Not one. When we go out, we hit it big. We fucking on the biggest jets and the nicest cars with the nicest watches. We spend money. And these people are people you can fucking trust. So next time you meet a guy who's rich but tight as fuck, be careful.
Do you see? Well, I could say, so my final thoughts on the whole FTX situation for now. And what really bums me out about this whole deal is you see some dude who's nerdy looking and got some gift for gab whose parents are a bit hardcore political donors per se, right? And they got very deep pockets and they have very deep connects, however it may be, so that he would have a mindset of, okay, let me try and make all this money now so that I can actually give everything away when it's all said and done. Just not yet, right? But what irks me behind the scenes, and I'm sorry to actually just go off our tangent, this is your host, Christian Paul, the socially awkward nerd, literally up in the building right now, really trying to discuss this whole ordeal. What upsets me is that it puts a stain on all these other nonprofit organizations that actually truly want to do good, that actually truly want to help people, that truly want to literally live a better life and want to try and make sure that other people want to have the stuff that they need to receive it, that they never really had the chance to try and get it from anywhere else. They actually leave them up to dry, whether they're poor, whether they're struggling, whether they're homeless, whether they come from a third world country, however it may be. And I can tell you about this stuff firsthand because I work at a nonprofit myself as well. I work for my father's nonprofit, dealing with like underprivileged people up in Haiti, giving them medical care that they won't be able to afford up in their home country. And we actually give it to them due to given American standards, U.S. standards. And we make sure we actually give them the highest proper care possible. That's up in them. And to see a fuckface like this, up in Sam Bankman-Fried, that literally out here actually perceiving that he wants to actually give the money away, but yet in his mind he got literally trying to be like the self-proclaimed lone wolf and the self-proclaimed savior. He's got to try and go all the way up to the top by any means necessary. And mind you, he lacks any trading experience. He has not sought guidance from professional traders. Actually learned from certain business, thinking that his STEM degree alone is going to save him when it comes to trading, when it comes to the whole stock ordeal, when it comes to reality after dealing with that certain crash. Unfortunately, it did not. It did not save him. It did not save his co-founders whatsoever in this. And all of them that actually co-founded FTX and Alameda ended up learning the hard way. And sadly, because he ended up stealing customers' funds unwillingly, and they ended up being in panic due to this whole ordeal. Now they end up suffering due to his fucking nonsense and due to his fucking greed. And that's the thing that really does upset me. He puts this giving facade as this terrible dude facade, unbeknownst to people behind the scenes. He's like a slimy, slithering, greedy ass snake. And to the folks that are truly in a giving mood, that actually truly want to help people and have felt stained by this, I want to actually give you a word of encouragement. Don't ever be stained by some motherfucker that's really want to try and be greedy and be deceptive under your name and under your reputation. Because all of this is only just one person, and unfortunately this is like one out of a good portion of people that usually do this type of stuff. This is very wicked and cruel. Okay? Never stop doing what you're doing. You know what I mean? Never stop doing the business you're doing to try to literally help people. This will pass. Lies will expose themselves up in the market. Folks will expose themselves in due time when it comes to the social media ordeals. They will expose themselves truthfully in due time over a period of time. And you go wait and see, right? Continue to handle your business, continue to do your nonprofit. You know what I'm saying? What else? Continue to help the people that are in dire needs, because they damn well definitely need your help right now. Don't let this whole ordeal dull you. You aren't them. They don't deserve to be you. They don't deserve to really be where you're at. It sounds that you have a lot more class than someone who has a physics degree and who's very smart at MIT, but yet doesn't really know all the practical steps about trading and all this other stuff, or actually fully giving, or doesn't want to take the humble route of his mistakes, saying concede the failure, learn from failure and all his mistakes, and not involve anyone else's innocence up in his nonsense, up in his mess ups. You know what I mean? You way or more malleable, you made more integrable than those founders right there. And at the end of the day, they're gonna get their just due. Alright? Don't let that slow you down. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep seeking for help, keep seeking for guidance, keep getting all these networking events and being discreet towards folks give me your cards, give me your presents, and I guarantee you a good portion of people will love to help you get to the goal you're trying to reach. And with that being said, Christian Paul is signing out from the Nerd Chronicles in this whole ordeal. Deuces, deuces, deuces.